In an industry stuffed with marketing bullshit, empty promises, and shiny-suited liars, one woman's had enough. She knows what it's like to have the wrong clients, no money, and no time for fun. But she also knows how to fix it. And on the Business for Superheroes show, she promises to tell the down and dirty truth about business, sales, and running away with the circus. Here's your host, Vicky Fraser.
Hello and welcome to the Business for Superheroes show from Kalymnos. I'm Vicky Fraser and this is my husband Joe.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Road trip. First podcast from abroad.
It is the first podcast from abroad. It is indeed.
And as such, we are entirely unprepared.
Yeah, I was going to prepare something and then I just thought, well, you know what, we can just wing it. And I've got a little notepad open with a few notes on it.
Okay, cool. So how are you, Vix? You enjoyed the holiday?
I've had a really great holiday. Yes, it's been fab. I'm very much looking forward to going home.
Yes.
Because I miss my cats and my chickens and my snake. And it's nice to go home.
It is good to go home.
Although I'm a bit worried we're going to go home to a beach.
We've had that sunblaster in again.
Yeah. A bit worried about that.
Hi, Chris.
He doesn't listen to this. But yeah, it's been ace. I kind of brought some stuff with me. I mean, I've done a few daily emails, as people who, read my emails will know. But I haven't done one every day.
No.
I haven't finished my freebie newsletter gazette, which I meant to finish.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah.
Meh.
And I haven't really done anything except for climb and swim and play foot catch.
Which very important.
Tell you about it shortly. And just generally have a great time with our friends.
Yeah, it's been very nice. We've probably drunk a bit too much and eaten a bit too much. But we've been doing a lot of exercise. Yeah,
my left knee is pretty much fed up with me. But yeah, it's been really cool. And it's really important to go away and switch off for a while.
I haven't read a single email for a fortnight. I'm a bit nervous about what's going to happen tomorrow.
It's going to be fine.
Oof.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit like, I don't know, because I see so many kind of business owners and entrepreneurs on Facebook and whatnot and kind of wearing this working 24/7 badge of honour.
It's a point of pride, isn't it? Never switch off, never stop.
And and I just think that that's wrong. Well, I mean, I don't know, whatever works for whoever. But when I see people saying, oh, I'd love to have a holiday, but I couldn't possibly take the time off, then that's a sign that there's something massively wrong with your business and the way you're running it. Because if you want to work 24/7, and I do know a few people who kind of live, breathe their businesses, and that's, if that works for them, that's fine. But if you're thinking, I desperately want some time off and I daren't leave the business and I can't possibly, and I don't know where the next clients are coming from and all the rest of it, then that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
That's not at all.
Can't spend the rest of your life like that.
No. So yeah, I've had a lovely 2 weeks.
Excellent. Good.
I feel very chilled out. Although I'm not looking forward to the journey home because Kalymnos Airport is the worst place in the world.
No. Kos Airport.
Kos Airport is the worst place in the world.
It is pretty terrible.
It's just horrible.
And we've had some really spooky weather. Normally Kalymnos is just hot. Greece. Normally it's just hot and lovely and dry and everything's great. And every now and again you have a bit of a windy day. But this morning we woke up to rain and
pouring rain,
storms and crazy weather.
It was really cool.
It was great, but it doesn't bode well for a day that's going to involve boat trips to different Greek islands and then flights.
Well, that'll be fine.
I think it might be a little bit of a lumpy day for that kind of stuff.
It'll be fine. I was a bit because we put all our stuff out on the balcony overnight, like damp towels and rinsed out clothes and stuff. And I woke up in a slight panic. It must have been about 3:00 in the morning. I was like, "What's that noise?" And that noise was giant raindrops. Right. I was like, "No!" So I had to go and get a load of stuff in.
Wet stuff.
So that was cool. But so we're in this hotel that we didn't mean to book because we wanted to book the Apollonia, which is where we stayed last year. And it was fab. And the Apollonia is probably one of the nicer hotels on the island.
For sure.
And it's not massively expensive, but it's a bit more expensive than
than the average.
Yeah. And it's comfortable, and the people who run it are friendly, and the bathroom's really nice.
It's handy.
Yeah, and it's very handy, because it's right over it's on the main drag, but it's high enough up to be quiet. And it's just nice anyway. But we couldn't book it because it was booked out, which is a bit frustrating.
Well, we never quite discovered whether it was booked out or not, because we sent the guy the email saying, "Hello, Nicholas, lovely to see you. We'd like to book again this year." And he said, "That's great, lovely, marvellous, and because you're doing it personally rather than via some website, we'll give you a discount, and that's great. Thanks, look forward to seeing you." And we went, "Great." And then a couple of months passed, and we thought, well, let's just check that and just say hello and offer to pay him a deposit or something and confirm the booking. And we got nothing back from him. Nothing.
Tumbleweed.
Just
Crickets.
silence.
And so we started to panic a bit. We're like, oh. And so a couple of our other friends who were also hoping to stay at the Apollonia, they all got in touch with them and heard nothing. And then Rich. Hi, Rich. And then Rich heard, he heard something, didn't he? So he managed to book a room, the filthy swine.
Yes.
And gloated about it for the entire week that he was here.
Smug. Very smug.
And we didn't know whether we had a room or not. So we thought, well, we're not sleeping on the beach, so
We'll have to book somewhere else.
And we did.
Somewhere that answers their emails and will take a deposit off us and, has some kind of organisational skills.
Yeah. And so we booked the Aphrodite Hotel, and we arrived really late because it's a really long day when we come. So you kind of, you go to the airport, have a glass of champagne or two, as is tradition. And then you get on a plane, and it's, it's a 4-hour flight, and then you have to wait for the ferry, and then it's a ferry over to Kalymnos. And by the time you get here, it's like gone midnight. Yeah,
there's a few taxis in there somewhere as well.
Yeah, terrifying taxis. And so, we got here really late, and I was really tired, and we kind of walked into the room, and I was like, I'm really tired, and I hate the room. It's horrible.
It's not the Apollonia.
The bathroom is and it was just all like, and I was really tired, and it's just like, we're looking for a different hotel tomorrow. And then woke up the next day after a pretty good night's sleep, and obviously nothing looks as bad when you're
It's all fine.
Not tired. And then we went downstairs, and we had the warmest welcome you have ever known from Katina, who works on the reception desk.
Yeah.
And she was lovely.
She made us coffee. She told us all about things. She was great. Lovely.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. And that was just like, well, you know what? This room is not the Apollonia, but it is clean, it's comfortable, and the people here are lovely, and they can't do enough for you. They gave us extra pillows because the pillows are like an inch thick. And yeah, we've been really comfortable here, actually, haven't we?
Yeah, it's fine. And the 160 steps up from the main road to our hotel. 160 steps,
160 steps.
160
and
steps.
if we go to the beach, if we come straight back from the beach, it's like 200.
It's like an extra 40 or so. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, buns of steel.
Oh, buns of steel, yeah. And so, my knee doesn't like me very much.
No.
Down steps is
grumpy knee.
But yeah, this hotel has actually been really lovely, and we're in a different place because in Kalymnos, in Missouri, there's a one-way system, and so the main street goes through kind of down, it's a few metres above the beach, really.
The beach road, yeah.
And then the one-way system comes up into the mountains. It's very, very steep. And so up from here, we're looking out the window now, we can see Kalymnos and the sea, and we're way, way above. Everyone else. It's very quiet, and it's a lovely view, and it's just lovely. And the thing that made the difference was the people who run the hotel here.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I've had a really lovely time because they've made it lovely.
Yep, they have done a great job.
So if you can, this is the thing to remember, because if in your business, if people, you can do a good job and you can do a good product and a good service and whatever, but if you can have people come away thinking, wow, they're a pleasure to deal with.
Yes.
Then that will make the difference. People will accept a lesser. I don't want to tell you to just be sloppy about things, but people will accept lower quality if the service is amazing. And if it's perceived to be, it's all about value rather than price, really.
Yeah.
And this place was really good value.
Really good value.
Because it was very cheap as well. But, when I first arrived, if the warm welcome the next day hadn't been forthcoming, then it would still have been too expensive for me because it was just,
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a few places like that here because there's the beach bar that we go to as well. which is
Velieros Bar, very lovely place.
Very lovely place. And there's loads of other bars kind of on the beach and hotels fronting the beach. But everybody kind of, well, certainly all the climbers, all the cool people, make a kind of beeline for Velieros because the guy who works behind the bar is just really cool, isn't he?
Yep. Well, both cool. He's got his little brother working there this year.
Yeah, I hadn't met him before. But yeah, they're quite striking looking as well because they look very Greek, but they've got really blue eyes. So they're kind of, you can spot them from a mile off. But they've got the slack line out the front and they just remember you. They remembered us last year. They remembered us the year before last and they remembered us this year as well.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference because they're like, oh, how are you doing? You know, are you climbing this year? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, asked us to give his regards to other friends of ours who aren't out here this year. And yeah, just really, really good at the whole service thing. And that's what I found that certainly people on Kalymnos are very good at. It's like the barman in the plaza.
Yeah, couldn't be a nicer guy, could he?
No, we were talking to him for hours last night about his dogs because he goes hunting with his dogs and stuff, and he loves his dogs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he hates people who are cruel to animals, and which I totally am on board
rescued some
with.
dogs and
rescued puppies, and he's just lovely. But yeah, he was talking about his job the other night and how you shouldn't do a job like this. You shouldn't be a barman. And he takes it very seriously, doesn't he? He's not just I don't just work in a bar. He takes it very seriously. He's like if you don't care about giving people a good experience and a good drink, then you shouldn't be doing this job. And he's completely right about that.
Yeah, nice guy.
Nice guy. And yeah. And then we went for dinner last night and then we went to a terrible bar.
Oh, Jesus. Why? So normally, if you want to, after dinner, after you've had your gallon of wine and you want to carry on with the night, you go and have a couple of games of pool at a place called Nadir.
Yeah. It's a
great bar.
It's a Nadir rock bar. It's like a rock cafe.
But it's a 10-minute walk up the road. And it's great. It's lovely. It's
and
warm.
Those guys remember us as well.
Those guys remember us. They've got climbing routes across the ceiling and all that kind of stuff, so you can...
And they've got really cool posters of all kinds of people all over the wall, like photographs of Bob Marley and Jim Morrison.
It's a good place, and they play good music, and there's a nice pool table, and the booze is reasonably priced, and people remember you. It's good. I like it very much. But last night, we were all a bit tired, couldn't really be bothered, so we went to a new place, which is in the middle of town, 2 seconds away. New to us. And it was like...
Oh, it's full of the worst kind of Brits abroad.
Yeah.
And I sound like such an awful snob right now, and I don't care, because you, if you're listening, you know exactly the kind of people I'm talking about. They go to the Costa del Sol every year.
Unless they come here. So anyway, yeah, the place was... the pool table was like one of those big squishy American ones as well, with the big fat slow balls.
And everything was greasy and sticky. And the floor looked like...
The floor was like something out of Mike Tyson's bedroom. It was just weird.
It was all sparkly.
It's like they'd been taken out of a horrible casino in the back of Coventry or something. Oh.
Yeah.
Not going back there.
No, and it was just... And they have bloody live sport on massive screens, which is like my least favourite thing to do in a pub ever. And I've not forgiven Sarah for this choice of bar.
Hi, Sarah. Not forgiven you.
So yeah, we should have gone to Nadir, and I felt like I was betraying Nadir.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Ugh.
So yeah, and now this is our last day, and we're not getting our flight is not until 9:15 p.m, which is a bit shit.
So we have 40 minutes to check out of this hotel room, and then we have hours and hours and hours to slowly meander our way to Kos Airport.
Yep. Well, I'm going to do some sketching.
I'm going to read a lot of book.
I'm going to read a lot of book as well, and we'll probably play that pirate game that Sarah and Emily brought with them.
Yeah, we need to find somewhere to be to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, normally that would be
try
Velieros.
Not to get drunk in the process.
Yeah, normally that would be Velieros Beach Bar, but there's thunderstorms forecast on and off all day today, and I don't think the bar is going to be open.
Or waterproof.
So we need to find a different bar, but not the one from last night. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And I think I sound quite kind of meh. I'm tired.
I'm ready for a break.
Yeah.
I'm knackered. So the way this holiday works is you get up at about 7 a.m, and you go and meet people for a cup of coffee and maybe a croissant at about 8 o'clock in the morning. You thrash your scooter to the other side of the island or to somewhere
where there's a climbing crag.
And then you yomp up a hill at about 45 degrees, dry and dusty, usually in
28 degree heat,
carrying maybe 20 kilos of stuff.
Yeah.
And you maybe do that for anything up to 40 minutes.
No, normally it's like 10 minutes or so.
No, yeah, anything 10 to 40 minutes.
But we had one moment when we went to Sikati Cave where I genuinely thought we hadn't taken enough water with us between us. There was like 10 of us.
Thought we might die.
We thought we might die. And our friend Dan left early, and I was genuinely worried that we were going to find his carcass.
Yeah, being picked clean by goats.
It was a hell of a walk. That was
brutal walk.
I've never been. We went down to the lovely Paradise Beach Bar at Kalymnos Bay, and just walking up to it, I was the first one to get there, and Dan was already sitting there, and he just, without even saying anything, just waved a bottle of water at me, and I was just like, oh my God.
Everybody who sat down that day just drank gallons of water.
It was just, I mean, the cave was spectacular. It was well worth it. But
it was amazing, but we could have done with another 3 litres of water each.
Well, I thought we took loads of water. Normally it would be more than enough, but oh man.
Yeah, that was a walk. Grim.
Yeah, grim.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's how the holiday goes. And then we come back, and then we go to the beach. And then in previous years, before Sarah and Emily came along, it would just be chill out with a book, maybe go for a bit of a swim. But having Sarah here has been brilliant because she's like my circus buddy. And so we've been doing acro balance on the beach, which means that we've been standing on each other. Joe's been at our tower. We actually got pretty good in the water at I got pretty good at standing on your shoulders, didn't I?
Yeah,
really
we
cool.
kind of got that sussed. I think if we had a clean dismount technique,
we could do it anyway.
We could do it anyway, yeah.
Well, I think we should practice in our garden because the grass is fairly soft at the top.
There's enough of it, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't manage to get the Dirty Dancing lift. We've still not managed that.
No.
I think you need to get lower and straighten your arms.
I think you need to
jump higher.
Jump higher and,
Yeah. We'll keep practicing anyway. We'll be on it next year. But this year has been really fun because we've invented lots of new games, like foot catch.
Foot catch, that's a game.
Which is Joe's, it was your fault because we were throwing a tennis ball between the four of us, you and me and Emily and Sarah. And Joe was just floating with his feet facing everybody. And that gave us the idea for foot catch. So basically you would throw the tennis ball and you would have to catch it with your feet. And I got pretty good at it yesterday.
You got pretty good. You could float like on your back and catch the ball in your feet.
And not drown.
That's quite a thing.
Yeah.
That's a useful skill, people.
It's a useful skill. And there's all these people on the shore just watching us going, what are those people doing?
Foot catch. New thing.
Obviously.
Vicky Fraser, Kalymnos 2016 foot catch champion.
Oh, yes. But yeah, it's really good fun. And that's what we've been doing, basically. Just faffing around and juggling and slacklining and,
Drinking.
Acro balance. Drinking too much beer. Yeah, because you kind of get there after a hot day's climbing. You get onto the beach and you're like, I will have a large mythos or a large alpha, please. And then it arrives, and then you have another one, and then you're drunk.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, because we're on holiday.
And then you all go out for dinner.
And it starts again the next day. And it's been fab. I love these holidays. I love them.
Very good.
I'm glad to be going home, but I'm going to miss Kalymnos.
That is probably enough rambling.
Yeah, I think there's been some marketing lessons in there.
Yeah, be nice.
Give people an experience.
Yeah.
Don't be like Mike Tyson's living room.
Don't decorate your business like Mike Tyson's living room.
Yeah, and just make people feel special, because remembering us makes us feel special.
Yeah. Repeat customers.
Because there's thousands of climbers that come through here every year. Thousands and thousands. And to be remembered is a very nice thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
True that.
Right, we'll be back to normal service resuming next week if I don't decide to blow my business up.
Don't do that.
Well, we'll see. And yeah, take care. I hope you've all had a great 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you can't be good, then don't get caught. And
yeah. See you in a week.
Bye.
Like what you've just heard? Tell your colleagues, tell your friends, send them to www.businessforsuperheroes.com/podcast.